Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. I just want to welcome all the new people that we have and also some old favorites that have been around since season one. Thank you for watching the show. Got some really good feedback from the last episode, specifically having to do with the um, work from home versus remote versus in office discussion that I started. So didn't have any video clips. If you ever hear anything on my show and you want to actually be on the show, you can certainly provide me a video clip, and I can get you on the show. So regardless, the feedback that I got was I'm going to go into the feed. By the way, changing the format a little bit. I'm going to go into the feedback, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about a new segment which started with the discussion that I'm going on about called The Bottom Line. Trying to get some new graphics for that. And then talk a little bit about my garden, a little bit about Sun Tea, and then we're going to wrap up with a beer for our spirits review. So back to what I was talking about. Sorry, I go off on tangents. So the discussion that I had was about whether you people in general are able to start working from home permanently, or do they have to go back into the office, or do they have to, or do they have a hybrid, which would be you work from home sometimes and then you work in the office sometimes. So I myself currently have a hybrid work career going, work job, however you want to say it, and I work from home every other week. So this has been transition to from the 3 years that I worked from home all the time. And so some of the feedback I got was quite interesting. It had to do with one, a little bit about us being humans who have jobs that afford them to work from home, such as myself, are spoiled. I was getting a lot of that spoiled, and I'm sorry if this is public shaming people or humiliating some people, but it's true. And I'm counting myself as part of the spoiled group who had the opportunity to work from home. As I mentioned in last podcast, there are so many people that do not have this opportunity, and we should consider ourselves spoiled because we have the opportunity to work from home when a lot of people are not even given that option. They have to work in their office, or they have to work in their garage, they have to work at their workbench, they have to work out in other people's homes, and so we are spoiled. But then I also got some good, thoughtful remarks and started a discussion with myself and some of the people that I hang out with, that we had it good. I understand it was COVID, and that was not good. I'm not equating this with COVID. What I'm saying is that we had it good, that we were able to work from home while the world around us was in all chaos and, somewhat ruins, and we weren't just sitting at home doing nothing. Could you imagine if you weren't getting paid for having to stay at home because of COVID? And there's a lot of people out there who had that happen to them. They had to sit at home and do nothing while bills were piling up, while charges were piling up, while all the debt was beginning to pile up, because they couldn't do their job due to COVID. So let's think about that for a while. And then I also noticed that for people that were of a certain age, like I mentioned in the last podcast, most of their career has been working in an office. So there is that. So they were happy and welcome to the time that they were able to spend at home, catch up with their family, catch up with any work they may have had to do around the house, extra time given back to them because of their commute. But now they know that they have to go. If the company says you have to go back to the office, you have to go back to the office. So again, the bottom line for that last week was If you can get a job where you can work at home, go for it. If you can't, you may have to do what the company is requesting, which is work in the office. So, okay, so enough about that bottom line topic. We're going to go into um, I think we're going to go into my trash day event, which leads us to the new bottom line. So let me see if I can just throw some graphics out there for us. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome to a new section that I am now calling the bottom line. So this is going to be bringing, for those of you who are new, this is a new section, so welcome. But I will be bringing up certain topics that may be somewhat controversial. Again, not the two that I always say we don't bring up here on the show. But other things, like for example, last week we brought up about working from home versus working remotely versus working in the office. Actually, I take that back. Working from home, which is remotely, working in the office, and working as a hybrid. So earlier in the podcast, you probably heard me say work from home and remote. So they're the same things. Okay, or maybe they're not, depending on how you did your work from home. Anyway, this week's episode, we're going to talk about trashy hoods. So I'm not talking about, cars up on blocks and, one house has 15 cars or anything like that, though those could probably be mentioned in other bottom line episodes. But for this one, we're going to talk about trashy hoods. So trashy, what I mean is simply the trash that you see when you may go out for a walk. Now, I have brought walking back into my exercise routine, so I've been walking a lot in my neighborhood, which is on the border of Cedar Park and Austin. And so last Monday, I actually posted a picture on nextdoor.com, and I was told I was being a little bit too brutish to it. So I had to edit it, but there was a lot of people that talked about it. So let's talk about that a little bit. So you may find this around your neighborhood as well, and I'd like to hear from you your thoughts on what I am going to say, and also what your thoughts are on it. So now a good point was brought up to me on one of the postings that I did, was that our garbage men, who are doing a fantastic job, and I know it's not a high hoi polloi type of job, so more power to you for those that do it. But it is not their concern if stuff flies out of the garbage can. So it's an automated system. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an automated system. It comes and it grabs your can, and then it goes up and bam, and drops it into the garbage, and then brings it back down and just lets it go. So that whole process can have the tendency for unbagged trash to fly around, even in unbagged recycling. So you can have bits and pieces of it fall out onto your yard, onto your street, and stuff like that. So I get that. This is not about that. And no, I'm not insulting the garbage man by any way, shape, or form, because this is not about them. This is about individuals who simply throw it out of their car. Or they're walking and they let it go. And we're not talking about animal waste. That's a whole separate episode that we'll get to eventually down in this year. So what I'm talking about is cans of alcohol, cans of soda, cigarette butts, straw sleeves, paper sleeves, whatever you want to call it, the covers on top of straws that you get everywhere here in Texas. Bits of plastic, Sutter Home bottles. Who throws that away? So I got 6 days worth. Day 3, actually, I repeated my walking routine, and I didn't get I didn't find anything at this time. So what I'm doing is, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you the bits of trash that I collected. Which, by the way, I was safe. There was no needles or sharp points of any of this stuff. I washed my hands thoroughly afterwards, and I'm gonna start probably carrying gloves and/or a garbage bag with me because it makes more sense because I'm finding a lot of trash. So let me show you what I found over the past week, and then we'll get back into more thoughts about it. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here's day one. I decided to start this Trashy Hood bottom line simply because of what I found when I was walking. So as you see there, right there, 4 Truly cans, a can of something called Vibe, I think it was Bud Light, I'm not sure, 2 vape cartridge boxes, something called Chill, I think that was another Truly or may have been a Red Bull, and then some various stuff. So then the next day I decided to go and look at it, and if you notice this, there's a Truly can, a White Claw, a Sutter Home. Who drinks Sutter Home on the road? Some pieces of plastic, a couple of cigarette butts, and that sort of thing. So it really was an interesting find. Now this was along the same path that I took the day before, which was down Hickory Drive to El Salito Parkway and then up El Salito Parkway and back. So day 3 I didn't find anything. So this is day 4. Now this I switched up and went from El Salito up to 620 by the Walgreens and back. So you see that a Red Bull, some water bottles, a pack of Lucky Strikes, which I don't even think they made anymore. Marlboro, looks like another Coors Light, and then a mouse. Who throws a mouse? Like when you're in the middle of the road and you're like, I'm on the computer and now I don't want this mouse, and you throw it out. It's so weird. And a couple of other paraphernalia stuff. And then this was day 5, slim pickings, and someone called this Purple Day. So you notice there's a DP, a stretch cargo strap, some cigarette butts, aluminum foil, which I thought was interesting, and looks like a cup. I wasn't sure exactly what that was. So slim pickings, but getting better. So I guess people were out there getting better, but that's not necessarily true. So day 6, which was Saturday, I actually went a different way, which was Hickory to Black Cherry to Red Bay to Hatch to Meadowlark to Little Elm Trail to the Mojo Coffees and back. So you see like a Starbucks things, some paper, tissues, another Sutter Home, which I thought was interesting, a bunch of water bottle caps, and just on and on, and a bunch of cigarette butts. Really crazy stuff. Okay, so there you have it. There you have the day 1 through day 6. So basically Monday through Saturday. Like I said, Wednesday there I didn't find anything because I happened to do the exact same route. So interesting find, don't you think? I mean, yeah. I mean, I get it on some of the trash. People who have a disregard for cleanliness and their fellow man, and for keeping their neighborhoods clean. And for all I know, the people that have dropped in all this, they're not even in this neighborhood. They're just using El Salito Parkway and these other streets as access to other ways to get to other places. But just throw it out. Don't seem to care. What again? The mouse. That was a huge find for me, which I found interesting. And it was like on the side of the road, so it wasn't like somebody dropped it, and it wasn't like it fell out of a trash can. This was just on. Actually, I think that mouse was directly on El Salito Parkway. So again, I'm not sure what they're doing. So realistically, some of this, I mean, theoretically, realistically, some of it could have fallen out of their hands. They're taking off the paper over a straw, and the wind whips it with the window down, and it takes their stuff, and they lose it, and it winds up on the road. Okay, I'll give you a certain percentage of that, but a mouse, 2 Sutter homes in 2 different areas in the neighborhood, I don't think so. That's not how people work, and that's not how the world works. We know that they're throwing them out. So I finally got tired of it. I thought it was making it trashy. And what does it bother me that I stop for a second or two to pick up some trash so that my neighborhood stays clean, much less just in general. Because trash brings in possibility of disease. It definitely brings in varmints, because they're interested and they smell something that could be good to them, and so they go and investigate, and that brings more varmints, and then it starts bringing in other things. So plus it just looks bad. I think on nextdoor.com there were some people that said that they started doing that prior to me doing this, and they just hadn't been posting. So more power to them. And the bottom line is this: have some respect for the people. Now, I know I'm an old man now, and my brother Rob's going to give me some grief about this. But I know I was raised not to throw trash out a window. You keep it in the car, and then when you get to wherever you're going, you throw it away then. Or you save it in your car, and then the next time you wash your car at a car wash, you throw it away then. Or you wait till you go and get gas, and then you throw it away then. I've never seen my father throw anything out of the window trash-wise, or my mother, or various aunts and uncles. They all did that. And so that impressed on me growing up. You just don't throw your trash out. And now, as an older individual, it's quite offensive. It's just rude. You just don't care about the world about you, around you. This is why we have landfills filling up. This is why we have, beautiful places that are ruined by people that throw their trash out because they think, hey, I'm a human. I don't care about anybody else, and I throw it out. So if you have a dissenting opinion, let me know. This has been The Bottom Line. Hey, and we're back, everybody. So that was The Bottom Line, new section for my show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think about it. Also, if you have, like I said, a dissenting opinion, or you agree with me, or you agree with me kind of, drop me a line, drop me a message of some sort. I just realized my hat is not right. That's better. And I'm looking off camera angle, so it makes me look a little weird when I'm doing that on this episode. So send me a line, send me a thought, send me what you think, and I'll get you on the show, or I'll definitely get your comments on the show and start talking about it. But The Bottom Line is a new section that I think I'm going to keep. I have various things that I'd like to talk about that have nothing to do with the two that we don't talk about, which is politics and religion. Just general things that may happen in the world or happen in my hood. And if there's something that happens in your hood and you want to talk about it, just let me know. Okay, so I'm going to bring you up to date a little bit on my garden. Right now, all I have left is loofah. I was growing some melons, and I picked the last melon last night because it had kind of cracked open, which I think we talked about before, due to the fact of the shifting temperatures, even though I would water at night to try to keep shifting temperatures from causing a crack like it did. This one was red. Unfortunately, it was still too young for me to really have a taste of it. I mean, it tasted just like water, so it wasn't worth having it on the show. But it was red, so I was excited about that because all the other ones that we had were yellow, and unfortunately I threw it away before I remembered that I should have taken a photo of it. So and then I'm not getting any carrots right now, and I am trying to grow some more carrots and trying to grow some pink dwarf bananas. So speaking of banana, here's a good rule of thumb. One thing you should never do, or actually one thing you should do with the caveat. One of the planting hacks that I came across in my research to get planting done was you use a banana peel and you put the seeds in the banana peel and you wrap that up. You let that go for a couple days, and the moisture should be fine from the banana peel. And the banana has a great source of potassium, especially in its peel. And that's a great planting growth medium, at least in the beginning, for some plants. So you can plant your plants in the banana peel, wrap it up, fold it over, wrap it up, saran wrap or something like that, so that you get a good humidity factor going on there. Let it go about 3 or 4 days, and then either or definitely unwrap it, and then either go and plant that directly, or if you have little seedlings already in there, little sprouts coming out, then you can plant those. So here's the caveat. If you're going to plant the banana peel itself with the seeds on there, you may want to have your garden blocked or caged in. I made the mistake of using this and noticed that I was getting some growth, so I planted it directly in the soil, and I didn't have a cage or bird netting or anything around the garden. And immediately the next day, I found everything dug up and gone. So squirrel or possum or raccoon or beaver or Komodo dragon, whatever is in this neighborhood, came over and dug it up because they smelled the banana, because it's sweet and it definitely has an odor that that animals can pick up on more than we could, and they grabbed it and they took it all. So I don't think the seeds. I don't think the seeds came out and like mysteriously got planted, because I'm watering that area and I'm not seeing anything. So I'm pretty sure it's all gone. They probably ate it all. So banana peel, yes. Nothing to block animals, no. So that's one thing. Okay, so I wanted to bring up this. I have mentioned this before on the show, and it's been at least 2 seasons since I actually showed something about it. So let's go, and you can see my sun tea. Okay, so this is my sun tea. I know everybody does it. Not everybody, but I know people do it differently than I may. So I wanted to show you how the start of this sun tea and how it looks. So I took cool, fresh water, filtered, that I have in my fridge, and I have this glass jar that holds about a little over a quart, maybe 2 quarts. I'm not sure on the dimensions on it. And what I like to do is I like to put in my tea bags. I like to put in a little bit of either coconut sugar or other sugar that as little as possible in there as well. And then I cut up, like in this instance, I cut up 2 lemons and 2 oranges into slices, and I added them to the mix. Now some people like to add this afterwards. I like to add it before or during the process. So with the heat of the sun, which we know in South Texas how that can really change things, this really adds an extra dimension of flavor to it, because it really pulls and leaches out the lemon or the citrus overall, and really makes this a much better, in my opinion, a much better sun tea. So if you do your sun tea a little bit different, let me know. I'd like to hear how you do it, and then maybe I'll try it and I'll get it on the show, your recipe, and see how it works. But this was just straight up tea with orange and lemon to it, and a little bit of coconut sugar. Just very little. I have removed most sugar, so if you like to have that sweetened tea like we like in South Texas, then you can definitely sugar to taste. But it's turned out real nice. I had it in the sun for about 4 hours. Probably didn't need to go that long, and the glass was super hot when I got it out. Had some tea last night and some this morning for breakfast, and it was fantastic. So try it out. Sun tea. Perfect time of year for it. And that was sun tea. So like I said, there's different hundreds, if not thousands, of variations of how you like your sun tea. And if you can tell me what it is, I will definitely try that mixture, concoction, compound, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll get it on the show and let you know what I think about it. Also, by the way, I kind of muddle that orange and lemon into the jar itself when it makes the sun tea, and then I wind up straining it out into another container, so it gets rid of the pulp. Some people may like it like that. I've drunk it many a time where I left the orange and lemon in there. But what I find is that if you don't get to it right away, that much organic material starts causing some nice bacterial growth in your sun tea, and it's definitely not anything that you want. Now, a lot of you guys are probably drinking that tea like instantly, and you have friends and family that are drinking it, so it's gone before any of this happens. I don't have that pleasure, so it does take me a while to drink it. So, anyway, we've gotten through a lot of the show, and now we're on the last part of it. It's been great, by the way, and if you have any dissenting opinions on anything I have and you'd like to be on the show, just let me know. I can set up a time. If you have a mom and pop business that you'd like to promote, whether it's in this area or not, I don't care. I will get you on the show and we can talk about whatever your business is. If you have a theoretical discussion you want to do, let's go for it. You have a philosophical discussion, let's go for it. No politics, no religion. Everything else is fair game. So just drop me a line and let's talk. Okay, so the last section of the show, for those of you who this may be your first time, welcome once again. This is a section I call Spirit Times. I don't have any graphics right now because, like I said, I lost some of it in the transfer of information from one computer to the other. I'm still trying to transfer everything onto a external hard drive so that I can bring it all across, and I'm not sure how to bring in old stuff, so that's why you're seeing brand new graphics and brand new transitions and stuff like that. So I'll try to get some new graphics for the next show. So we're going to talk a little bit about the ox, and I don't mean the ox Dewey Oxburger, for those of you who may know who it is. If you first person to tell me what movie that was from, I'll give you $1, one way or the other. So let's talk a little bit about the ox. Hey everybody, welcome to Spirit Times. Sorry we don't have the graphics right now. So Spirit Times is for everyone, those of you that are new. This is about a beer or a wine or a alcohol, hence the spirit, and a review about it. Today is the ox. It's ale aged in oak tanks, 6% ABV, and this is brought to us by Holy Mountain Brewing out of Seattle, Washington. So, my brother Rob and I had opportunity to drink this today, which is why I don't have it more taped live before a live studio audience of just myself. And I have just some pictures of it. So this reminds us, it is an ale. It's bordering on a sour ale. It's very effervescent. It's very dry finish. It's not hoppy or anything like you get from the IPAs. This is just a straight up ale. Tasted very good. Like I said, it had a dry finish to it, almost like you were having a dry wine, which I thought was interesting. Maybe that was coming from the oak part of it. It was really good, really tasty. It's you notice the bottle there, which is a good sized bottle. We pushed through and we were able to finish the bottle, so that's always good sign. Good sign that we liked it. I think that I'm not sure where you may find this in town, as far as my Austin and Cedar Park viewers are concerned. But we had ordered it through some other stuff we were ordering, and it turned out it was really good. I'm gonna give this 6.5 thumbs out of 10. It's a good light, effervescent tasting beer that can go well with just about anything. I would probably have it as a starter as I worked on through the night on up to the higher ABVs, but still it was really good. This is Holy Mountain out of Seattle, Washington. And there you have it, everybody. So a really great episode. I feel I'm getting instant feedback from myself going, "This is an episode." And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I hope you enjoyed some of the new graphics that I've got going on, and I hope you have learned a little bit from this. Have some thoughts on the Trashy Hood bottom line that I just did. And like I said before, if you're interested and you want to get some feedback, and you want to give feedback about the show, about the bottom line, about anything else that you saw today, then let me know, and I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to be on the show, just let me know. Reach out to me however you can, and I will get you on the show. So, and if you'd like to hear another topic on the bottom line, something that you may be interested in, barring the two that we always bar, and in fact, I'll probably have to have a bottom line about why I'm always barring those two. And that will be on another show. So I hope you have a good rest of your week. I will be commuting, so wish me luck, everyone, out in this heat. And if you have to commute in the heat, be careful, stay hydrated, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks a lot.